This is simply a developmental transition that is healthy, not just possible, not just happening, but also good for them and a good opportunity for me to connect with my child and help them learn things. The other day I was walking in the kitchen and I heard a sound. And of course, I'm thinking like maybe, something's in there or somebody's in there, and I just want to check, see who it was. And I opened the door and it's my 4-year-old son. He is literally looking caught and he got chocolate all over his mouth. And of course, I'm like, Preston, were you eating some chocolate? And he immediately looks at me like a deer in headlights and he says, no. And of course, that's not the truth. You have the evidence on your mouth. And I simply burst out laughing. And I just thought it was the cutest, funniest thing I've seen. And I've seen it before because I have a few kids. But I thought it was just so funny. Now, this is very different than how I responded the very first time with my oldest children. I mean, he's my fifth child, so I've seen this before. So I knew what was going on. I understood this as simply a developmental transition, and it's not something I need to fear. But my first child, I literally started becoming so worried because she would sneak things and she would lie to me about it. And, she would demonstrate remorse. And so instead of me, thinking this is good and she's realizing that this is wrong, I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm raising a criminal who's going to be stealing and hiding and lying. And my mind just took me to the worst, scariest place ever. And that was far from the reality. But now I'm a trained parenting coach. I understand it. Listen, this is simply a developmental transition that is healthy, not just possible, not just happening, but also good for them and a good opportunity for me to connect with my child and help them learn things. So, an important question a lot of parents probably have is, why do children do this? And once I understood this helped me. And so I want to share some of the reasons why young children do these things. The first thing is children are examining their lives separate from us, from their caregivers. They are recognizing that, hey, I am different from them. I am a separate being from them. And I therefore have different desires and different interests from my parents. This is very different from their previous stage where whatever we said went, because they couldn't even physically go walk to get anything. What we told them to eat, they had to eat. What we gave them, they just didn't have a lot of options. And they were literally one with us almost. And then as they get older, they start to realize that, I'm bigger. I can walk. I can talk. I can communicate. I have different interests. And they're recognizing that. This is the first thing that's happening. They're starting to recognize that they're different and they're big enough to go get it. My young son will often put a chair to something and climb up and get what he wants. He now is using his skills. I now see that as a powerful thing, a positive thing, that he's able to use his mind and skills to get something that he wants. The second thing is he's simply exploring boundaries. That is a normal part of development, is to really question what happens when I go against what my caregivers want for me, what my parents want for me, what I've been told. What happens? That's a useful opportunity for you to educate and guide your child. This is an opportunity for me to actually provide those boundaries and that discipline so that they can have that skill and that education moving forward. So they're just exploring boundaries. Hey, what happens if I get it anyway? What happens if let me determine the difference between truth and a lie? What happens if I do that? The third thing is they're looking for our approval. And that might not be the first thing that comes to your mind, because why are they sneaking in line if they want me to approve? Because they still want what they want, but I'm alive because I don't want you to feel bad either. So that's actually not the worst thing in the world, that they actually want you to be happy, but they want to be happy too. So a way to solve that in a 3-4-year-old brain is to do it anyway, but just don't tell you so that you can feel good. And if you ask me about it, nope, everything is fine here, mommy. Like, all things are good. And so the third thing, the reason why they sneak and they lie, is they want our approval. They want to make sure that, they feel that we feel okay. even though they still need to try to learn about what they want and how they can get it. This is an important opportunity for us to build our relationship with our children instead of punish them. And oh my gosh, just to recognize that, you know what, they're actually thinking about me when they're lying to me. They're actually thinking about me when they're sneaking and hiding. So I don't want to get rid of that. I want them to continue to think about me and give them healthier ways to actually connect with me. The last thing is simple. Therefore, surprise, surprise. They're 3, they're 5, they're young. They are still not operating with a fully functioning impulse control system. And so they're thinking to just get it before they have a fully formed idea about what that all means. That my parent is going to look and feel disappointed that I hid or lied. They're still struggling with impulse control. They're a child. So just honoring the childhood experience, the simple fact that this is just a stage that they're going through. And that can help so many of us feel comfortable and see it as an opportunity to connect with our child instead of punish and be scared for their future. This is actually the beginning of us being able to grow and learn together. For more tips like these, visit Jai on Instagram and on their website.